How's it going out there? Welcome from H2TechVideos. Today I want to just do a really quick review just based on my week and a half or so with the Apple Watch. Want to share some of the things I liked about it, some of the things I'm definitely looking for in the next model, and hopefully help you make a decision if this is the product for you or if you want to wait a while. So in my experience, let me just first say that aesthetics, beauty, Apple Watch looks incredible. The fact that there's so many different bands and styles available is awesome. I love the fact that they actually made two sizes, so you've got a smaller one for the ladies who don't want something bulky on their wrist, and you've also got the regular size one for the gentlemen or the ladies who maybe want a bigger watch. You know, there's something for everyone. I love, the fact that, guess what, you find the style you want if you're okay with paying the price. Obviously, like this band, for example, was $6.99. Obviously, regular Apple Watch does retail for $3.49. So if you're okay with paying a little bit extra to get the one that you like, it's nice to be able to have the product and have it customized to what fits your style. So I totally love that. I love the fact that there's so many different apps available. It's so awesome. ESPN's got an app, Amazon, Mint, which is an app I use a lot, Evernote, even Redfin, which is like a freaking app for like real estate. I mean, just tons of app support. They even have Instagram on here. That's one thing that has definitely been lacking on a lot of the other smartwatches is just, app support. You definitely want to be able to get your favorite app on there, and I love that about this. So that's a big plus for me. In terms of navigating, I feel like it's kind of so-so. I feel like it could be easier to do certain things. Just for example, it's like you swipe down notifications, you swipe up, that takes you here, but then like to go to your apps, you got to hit the button. So you definitely do have to take some time to get used to it, because if this is your first smartwatch, you'd be a little bit lost. I fortunately have had a few different smartwatches, so I'm pretty familiar with kind of how they operate and all that good stuff. So it wasn't hard for me, but I feel like a first-time user would have a little trouble just kind of getting the hang of things. A couple of things that I wish the Apple Watch had, which it doesn't have, is one, a camera. Samsung's Gear 2 was a watch I used for over a year, and I just love the fact that there was a little direct camera on there that you could just take quick pictures. Guess what? It wasn't a high megapixel, but it's nice to be able to just capture quick things and have it sync right to your phone. This does have the ability to be a remote control for your phone camera, which is cool, but I feel like I would just rather have a camera right on the device versus trying to remotely control my camera. So that's something I'm definitely looking for in the next model. The next thing would be having full data support, which is starting to really pop up on new smartwatches. For example, the Samsung Gear S has it. The LG Urbane has an option coming out that will have the data connection availability. And I guess what disappoints me is that my phone still has to be attached to my hip when I have my watch. And that's one thing that I'm looking for smartwatches to really take us to a new place, which is I can have my watch on and not feel like my phone has to be right next to me. I do own the Gear S right now, and I love the fact that my phone could be in the room charging, and I could be in the kitchen 3 rooms over, and if someone calls me, it's going to be forwarded right to my watch. I even went to a workout this morning where I left my phone in the car so that it wouldn't be jiggling in my pocket, and someone called me, and on my watch the call popped up, and I could have answered it, but I chose not to. So the ability to be fully connected without having your phone right next to you is, I think, really important, and I feel like this kind of falls short of that. Like, for example, right now the phone isn't connected, and that's why this little red symbol is here. And so because of that, like I can't play any music because there's no built-in storage, whereas a lot of the other watches there is storage. Even if it's 2 or 3 gigs, that's 100 songs or so that you could have on there playing with you, versus my phone's got to be right there. Even the Apple Pay, which is really cool, if your phone isn't there, you can't pay with it. So, you know, it's almost like, well, if my phone has to be there anyway, then what's the point of me paying a minimum of $350 for one of these, and it doesn't allow me to do anything that I couldn't do before? So one thing that smartwatches in general that to me would make it stand out is it looks great, but it also allows me to do some things without having to be fully attached to my phone at all times. So, you know, that's probably why I'll be passing on this one. I'll probably wait till the next model to pick up one and actually keep it. But again, aesthetically, it's beautiful. It's such a great accessory. I even like I like and I hate the charging option because it looks really cool. But at the end of the day, if I were to go spend the night at someone's house, for example, I have to bring that whole cord to charge my Apple Watch, whereas a lot of the other ones, there's a little dock, and that dock is still uncomfortable. Like, in a perfect world, this should be able to charge right with the Lightning connector. To me, that would just open up everything, but the fact that I have to carry that big cord to charge this is very inconvenient, and that's something that I feel like needs to be improved. That little piece on the end, because there's a magnetic piece that just snaps right on here, that should be able to plug into a Lightning connector, so at least I can charge this wherever I go without having to carry that bulky cable. I think people carry enough chargers already, and to now have to carry two with you is really inconvenient. I do, however, like the wheel, and I think this is a really cool plus because, one, it's something you do find on other watches. And it's also, you know, it's cool for being able to scroll through and just get the information quick. Now, granted, just doing this is still pretty fast as well. So, you know, that is what it is. Finally, the price. I feel like it's really overpriced. And I hate that the mantra is always, well, Apple's always more expensive. So that's why it's more. I feel like this didn't have to start at $350. The fact that I can get a top-of-the-line smartwatch right now for the same price that does probably, you know, a ton more things. Like, for example, the Gear S is only $299 or $329, depending on where you buy it. Target sells it like right out and different things like that. And that watch, I can get the data connection built in, its own phone number, all that good stuff. So this is like a good step in the right direction, a good start, but I'm very curious to see what Apple's next smartwatch is going to look like, because to have to pay more than all the other smartwatches cost for the basic model, I'm expecting a lot. So all in all, beautiful product. It needs work. It needs more. And if I was a consumer, I probably would pass on the first one, because I just want you to think about this. Let's say you do spring for one of the nicer ones. Let's say you get this one. Pay $699, right? In a year, Apple comes out with their next smartwatch, and it does a whole bunch more. It has that camera. It has that data built in. It has an easier charging option. Well, now you have this $700 Apple Watch you just paid for, and now the new one's out and it does way more. And guess what? Who's going to want to buy your super expensive Apple Watch now? So I feel like people are going to get stuck with the first generation one, because no one's going to want to pay that premium price once that second generation is out. So I would just keep that in mind, because that's a lot of money to spend. I mean, $700, you could buy one of the, you know, like 64 gig or 128 gig iPad Air 2 for the same price. And look at all the things that does versus a nice accessory on your wrist. So, you know, all in all, not hating on the product at all. Again, I wish a lot of the other smartwatches looked as good as this does. It looks just great, but I just want more. So anyway, that's my review, guys, and I hope you did find this helpful. Make sure you like, favorite, and share the video if you did find it helpful. Make sure you subscribe to H2TechVideos, and have a good one.